were me and the person next to me is Mr. Ravan. So we both were in Mumbai. Yeah, we both were in Mumbai to do a training program. So we were there and all was set. Like we had 170 participants coming in. We had a huge hall booked and everything was set. Like everything was just we need to go and start training. That was the time. And that specific day, early morning, we were just sitting and realized it's heavy flood in Mumbai. It started flooding all over the place. People are panicking all over. And so we were just chatting about, hey, what do we do? Should we do the training? Should we not we don't know what to do. And obviously, since I was the person who's leading the whole team, everyone was expecting me to say something. But I was in a dilemma because I was hoping a natural disaster, right? So it might go off, it might become bigger, I don't know. So I was in a dilemma, I was not able to make a decision. And then this man comes to me and say, hey, boss, let's leave. Let's make sure we're not doing this today and let's leave this place. And I was like, okay, because we already paid a lot of people, we have already invested and we have come so far. But he said, hey, more than anything, it's important that we don't create damage for people, right? And I have to agree to it finally. And then we decided to travel back to airport. And on the way, I see that, the water is just rising up and, people are struggling. And then finally we somehow reached airport. And that was also very difficult because so much traffic, people panicking, all that. But today, when I think about it, right, that was one of the best decisions we took. Even though we lost some money, we were not in a position to say, hey, it was very bad for us. We somehow made that decision and were able to be happy today by thinking about it. We all will have moments like this, where not only either you making a decision which changed the whole story today, or your teammate, your friends, your family members making decisions. And I'm sure we all would have those kind of decisions. But one thing I want to tell here is it's all about leading situations. Yeah, what he did there when I was in a dilemma, what he did there is leading that situation. And we all have done this. No matter what, we all have done it one or the other way. Yeah, great. So what I want is, I want all of you to do the okay, I want all of you to go to the chat box, share something before we get on to say this, right? So leading can be categorized into three things. One, leading yourself, because certain situations in your life journey, you have to make decisions and lead yourself. Yeah, and that is what very important for you as an individual. Second thing is leading a team. So I'm sure a lot of business people and all over business people and people work in different companies are here, and you constantly are leading different teams. Yeah, and the third category is leading businesses. There are people who lead businesses. Yeah, so if you look at leading, there are three types of leading we do in our daily life, and some of you do all three, some of you do one or two. No matter, we all are leading every day, because we all are leaders. Now, what I want is, I want all of you to go and answer to the chat box. Go find a moment, like I shared, where you felt you were leading or your teammates were leading at that situation. Yeah, so, and which you really respect today. So just go to the chat box and flood with your point. Please go ahead. Can you all hear me? Is there any issue with the audio?
Yes, I think your network width is low, Rahul. So the voice is breaking. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I'll shift my space.
Okay, take your time.
Rahul?
Yeah, can you hear me now better? Is it better?
Yeah, it is. It is. Go ahead.
Okay, okay, nice. Cool. So it happened today. Yeah, nice. Teammate, it was good now. Okay, glad audio is better.
Okay.
Great. So I'll just go ahead with this. Uh, Beautiful. So I believe this, right? As a leader, you can't lead. People can't lead. People can make decisions which will lead situations, and that's what I believe as leaders is what we could do. Yeah. So which means essentially we all are leaders because we all make decisions. So if you have any doubt or you feel like I don't know if I'm a good leader, uh, well, we'll talk about whether you're a good leader or you're a growing leader, what kind of a leader you are. But know that your decisions lead situations. Yeah. So that's something essentially you need to keep in your mind. Okay. Great. Are we good? Cool. So I'm gonna kind of help you all understand how leadership looks like in terms of quality, right? Like what kind of decisions I make. Where do I stand today as leader? Whether I'm performing well, whether I'm doing well, am I making great decisions? So that's something I'm gonna talk right now. Okay, great. So there are people who make minimum level of decisions, minimum level of leading, right? So those people's biggest thing is they stuck at past. Yeah, they're always stuck at past, and they think like, okay, yesterday was like this, and so I don't know why I have to make a different decision today. Why I have to make a very different style of leading today because they are always stuck at past. Yeah, and those people's attitude is always like whatever, because that's the attitude they carry with them. And the second category of people are average people, right? Average people are always thinking about present today. They think about today. Yeah, they think, okay, how do I solve this now? How do I make a difference now? How do I go away from this now? Or how do I move things now? They think about now, present. Yeah, and their attitude is whatever I am asked to do, I have asked to do this, I have asked to think about this, and their vision is very limited. They just think about today, right? And the excel people, you have excel people, yeah, excellent leaders, excellent, and you would have seen people making a decision and say, wow, that's a beautiful decision. That is crazy. That's insane, right? They are people who think about future. They're the people who think about future, and their attitude is whatever, whatever it takes, I'm gonna make this happen. Whatever it takes, I'm gonna make this happen. Right? Now, I know we all are not excels, and that's not possible in a life situation, right? You can't be excel through by birth. I mean, it's not something you born with, right? How do we move from minimum to excel? And also it is situational, because certain situations you make excellent decisions, certain situations you make minimum decisions, right? So how do we move from minimum to excel? That's the biggest question. And my friends, this is your mantra. You need to know there are two things which will help you to grow. First thing is your skill sets. Skill sets are something, certain skill sets are you born with, certain skill sets you acquire, right? And the other second thing is will. Skill and will are the things which will help you to move from minimum to excel. Yeah, please make sure you note this down, because this is something is going to help you throughout. You need to understand this well as well. So I'm going to help you kind of understand skill and will in detail rest of the session today. Okay, cool. Are you with me? Are you all with me? Is there any questions or anything you want to ask before I move ahead?
Oh, this is good.
Awesome. Great. So let's look at how we do this, right? But before we get into the skill and will in detail, I want to give one success formula for all of you today. So result is equal to, go ahead. What do you think result is equal to?
Hard
I'm
work.
curious to know what all of you think. Hello.
Hard work.
Yeah, I'm quite in hard work. Result is equal to hard work. Okay, great. Work, action, contribution. Oh, satisfaction. Nice, Naveen. Okay. Smart work, attitude, act, dedication, consistent work. Great. I love this. I love this. I love this. A lot of people actually think result is directly something, but let me tell you guys, it's not just one thing, it's two things. Yeah, of course it's effort. You really need to put effort to have results. It won't come just by imagining. You definitely need to put a lot of effort to make sure you get result. But the second element is quite interesting and important for me, which is approach. How you approach a situation, how you approach a problem defines what kind of results comes to you. No, if you don't have a good approach but you put a lot of effort, you're not going to get good result. Yeah, so please, my friends, take a screenshot. Make sure this is also kept in your special folder where you put all your learning elements, because result is directly equal to effort into approach. Not even effort plus approach, it's multiplying. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Okay, great. So I believe if this is what we talk about leadership, if decision making is leadership, leadership is also influence, because you influence the situations to make best decisions out of it, right? So how we influence is the question now. To influence, you need two things. What are they? I've already spoken about it. Go ahead. What are they? To influence situations, you need two things. What are they? Will, consistent, rapport, way of approach, skill, will. Yes. Exactly. You need skill and you need will, right? The two things you want to become best leaders, to influence situations, to get best results out of it, right? Now let's look at will first. That's what I want to talk about in the beginning. Then we will go to skill. Okay. So will, how does will look like for a person, a leader, right? So the first most thing is alignment. Yeah, alignment is nothing but, as a leader, whatever I'm going to do, I should be aligned to it. Say if I'm going to do a project, say I'm going to do an educational project, my alignment should be into education, and I should believe in that. I should believe in what project I'm going to do, and I should believe that's something I want to do. And if it is rightly aligned, I can wake up midnight and do that, and I never regret about it. Okay, that's the first most thing. Second thing is commitment, and again it's interconnected. If I am aligned to something, I'm going to be committed to it. No matter what, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to make sure things happen. That's commitment looks like. And the third thing is motivation, because I'm super pumped because I know I'm doing this. I want to do this forever, right? So I'm so motivated. And third thing is appreciation. Yeah, if I am aligned and I'm committed and I'm motivated and I get appreciations, uh, the way I work will change. The way I do things will change. As leaders, we need all this. And as leaders, we need to make sure our teammates are having all this, right? Great. Now, uh, second thing we talk about is skill. Yeah, my friends, this is the other biggest element on earth as leaders you need to focus on, right? So the skill areas are divided into two major components or two major areas. First is people skills. You take any role on earth, you take any job on earth, you will have these two areas. One is people skills, and the second one is performance skills. Yeah. So we're going to deep dive into this people skills and performance skills. That's what we're going to do essentially today. And so I have a model called master lead model, which is essentially a model which help us to deep dive into the skill sets. But what today, what I'm gonna set an expectation is, it's impossible for me to jump into the whole detail of this, because I do a continuous 4-week workout for the whole skill sets on people and performance. And there it takes 4 weeks for me to finish whole. So let me tell you, I'm not going to do that today because that's impossible. I'm just going to give you a glimpse of it and see if how that is helping you, right? So we are going to talk about 9 different skill sets here, and I have on my left side we have people, and the right side we have performance, right? And the beauty of this model is, beyond the people and performance, there's an interesting line between these two, which actually connects the people skills and performance skills, right? So we're going to talk about all 3 lines because I thought that's mostly useful for all of you guys today. Great. So we'll start with people. Camaraderie. So something very, 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 very essential as leaders is to build friendships, right? So you must be able to build good friendships so that you can work with any kind of people. Yeah. So think about how good are you building friendships with people. Second is connect. So now connect is a bit different from friendship. Connect is a bit different from camaraderie. How? Because people connect to you with trust, right? I'll give you an example. So a week before, one of my colleagues, she came to me and said, "Hey Rahul, I want to talk to you something." I said, "Okay, fine, please tell me, go ahead, what happened?" And she said, "Hey, I've been going through something really bad, and I felt like, I want to come and share with you because I don't know who else I should talk." I said, "No problem, buddy. I'm happy to hear you. I'm happy to help you if I can." And then she started talking about, the kind of torture she's going through from her friend or her relationship, whatever you want to call, and how that is affecting her. And it was so sad to hear the whole story. But for me, the biggest takeaway from that is I'm pretty good at connecting, because people are open to me. People can come and just without any filters share what they feel, what they're going through. And that kind of trust is something I believe all of us should have, right? And the third thing is coaching. Okay, so now coaching is, there are 2 types of coaching. One is natural coaching, and the second type is intentional coaching. I'm talking about intentional coaching here. Natural coaching is just like somebody come to you and ask for some help, and then you just help and go. And maybe you just give some advice and go. It's mentoring mostly, not coaching. Both are very different, by the way. A lot of people misunderstand mentoring and coaching. Coaching is very specific, and I'm talking about that coaching here, right? Coaching is very growth focused, and there you are working on a very specific skill set. For example, if I suck at time management, I can go to coach and get coached on time management, and I can get better at it. So I'm talking about that kind of a coaching. That skill set as a leader you need. And the fourth thing is roles. Now I'm starting from performance, right? To perform well, you need to understand what is your role, be it in a project, be it in a situation. You need to know what is your role. Clarity on your role and roles and responsibilities must. Yeah, that's a fourth element. And the fifth one is rhythms. So you all run projects, be it personal, professional, whatever. You need to make sure there's enough momentum, right? Because I've seen people, I've seen leaders who will ask their team to go to them and pitch an idea and tell them, hey, go and work on this and come back with a result. Are you kidding? How on earth somebody can just go with an idea and come out with a result? It's a very bad example and expectation you're setting, right? So a good leader will walk with the team, okay? And to walk with the team, you need to have good rhythms, and that rhythms will set good momentums for the team to achieve whatever they want to achieve. Yeah, so keep that in mind. And the sixth element is results. Now, results are something you need to have a very clear understanding, because a lot of time you're not very connected to results, or you're just driving results. These are two scenarios you can be as a leader. But what I'm talking about here is to have that clarity about results, right? You should know where to stop. It's not about where to start, but it's also about where to stop. And you should know where to stop and how to stop. And that understanding is what I call results, because you should know whether you achieved or not. The moment you achieve, you should know, okay, we are done. We're done, boys. This is where we want to reach, and we are here, right? And now the third line, which I was talking, interesting line, which merges these two, which is the best and the most important one, is vision, right? So as leaders, we should be visionaries. We should have clarity on where we are traveling to. Yeah, I always tell this example. We all would have played that rabbit finding a carrot, right? And find a way for rabbit, all that, right? So I'm sure on our childhood, one or the other way, you would have tried that. So it's how, I mean, if you don't know where is the carrot, or if you don't know as a person who drove that path for the rabbit, if you don't know where carrot X is, you're not able to think about what to do with rabbit, right? Imagine there is no picture of carrot there. What will you do with the rabbit? You don't know, right? But if you know that you want to reach to carrot, then it's great. Your clarity is crystal clear, because you know that that's where you want to reach. That's your vision. Yeah. So you have that clear destination in place. Now, if you have that, next is to take rabbit from wherever that rabbit is to the carrot, and to build that journey. You need to build that travel, right? And that roadmap is your strategy. You might have 4 different ways to start, but certain roads will get blocked after some time. As a great leader, you should be able to draw that proper channel, proper road for a rabbit to reach, and it's in its full potential, in its full efficiency, and easiest and fastest, right? And that's what strategy does. Yeah. So this is the 8th thing you want. But above all this, what you want is rewards, right? What rewards is that something will keep the motivation high. Imagine you're a leader and you have a project, you successfully finish the project. If you don't celebrate that, trust me, your second projects, the motivation of your team will be going from 10 to 3. That's a reality, right? Because people need motivation. Remember the 4 will areas I was talking, and one of the core element is motivation, right? If people don't have enough motivation, they won't be able to do all the below things, right? So you need to make sure you celebrate whatever wins you have. Great. So I'm going to stop with this, explaining this now, because I know if I get into detail, I'm going to talk about what kind of things you can do on each triangle. I have tools and things to do as leaders on each triangle, right? That's 9 tools. So I'm going to stop here. And in case if you feel like, and what we did is I also have 2 versions of this. One is Master Lead basic level and the Master Lead advanced level. So I'm just, what I did just now is to give a glimpse of it. That's a basic. I have advanced, which like I said, it's a 4-week workout plan, which you can do if you want, which we'll talk later. But right now I'm going to stop with that. Nice. So I'm going to, so remember, like I said, in the advance, we will cover all 9 triangles in detail, right? So hope you understood that. Nice. Now I want to talk about this. Just before I start, how much more time I have?
You still have another 15 minutes.
Sure. Awesome. Thank you so much. Great. So maybe you would have heard about this. It's called law of lead. John Maxwell used to explain in his theories about this. I love the whole concept of it, right? Because as leaders, one of the biggest thing we need to understand is it's all about how you grow. Because if you remember, you need to have growth mindset when you lead a team or you lead a project or you lead yourself or you lead a business, right? So how on earth we execute that? And to understand that, one thing I want to say is law of lead. Keep this in mind whenever you think about how am I leading. Law of lead is nothing but, imagine this is a lid. Yeah. So after a certain point, you will come and hit this. Yeah. And what happens is your lid is here, so you keep coming and hitting, right? And keep coming and hitting and hitting. What happens is your teammates also will grow, or your business also will grow and start hitting here. And everyone will end up hitting here. Yeah, this is a seal. So keep hitting on the seal won't help. After a point, you won't even have a space to hit. You're stuck here, right? So as leaders, it's very, very, very important that you push this seal up. You push this lid up, and up, so that you are growing same way your teammates are also growing day by day. So it's very important to remember this law. If you push the bar high, your teammates also will go better and grow better, right? And as a leader, that should be your objective. Because if you grow, your teammates grow. If your teammates grow, your business grows, right? And that is the basic, guys. That's the basic. Yeah, you can't skip that step. Great. So what I thought is, since I have about 10 minutes, I thought I'll share my story. Yeah, my beautiful love story. And I'm assuming my wife is also listening to this now, but hopefully I'll just, I won't share too much lovely stories, but some takeaways for you also, right? So me and my wife, obviously, that's the picture there. And this is her. Her name is Suryashree. And so we were in the same school, but that time we were not in a relationship. We started talking after a couple of years, and that's how we met. And then she became my soulmate. And but the most interesting thing is we are both ends of the globe, right? If I am in one way, she's the opposite, direct opposite to that. And maybe because of opposite attraction, that I met together. But the reality is we're together, but it wasn't easy. Yeah, our relationships journey wasn't so easy in the beginning. We both were getting angry, fights, and that's how it was, right? And it wasn't easy because we were very different. It wasn't easy because things are not going as we want, right? But one day she sent me this, and I think I got stuck with this. She said, Leopis Jamni can make good looking couple. And I believe somehow, because at least that was my last piece of hope. So I was just hooked into it. And uh, and this was keeping us going, right? This kept us going. So we were just going ahead with the relationship, and but we didn't stop. We were crazy, so we decided to get married, and we got married in uh, uh, last year. So that was a great crazy step we took. So I think that was a huge step, but we decided to take that because Leo plus Gemini will make a good couple, guys. So we tried that, right? So now it was a happiness moment because we made a decision, and we decided to stick to it. Yeah, and look at that smile. I think probably after very good fights, we smile like this till today. Yeah, and one of the biggest thing we actually both of us want to do is to have a very simple wedding. But the custom, the culture, the family, all that. So we have to do a actual ceremony for the family members. And the way how we both want our wedding was to be in a special school with their special kids, because I know these kids before. So I have worked with these kids before. So I want to have a simple wedding with them because I feel like that's more meaningful for both of us, right? So because of all this, what we want and what family want, we came to a conclusion where we'll do a wedding ceremony for them, and then we'll do a ceremony with these kids, these beautiful kids. So first day we had a wedding ceremony. Second day we spent the whole our close family people spend a day with these special kids, and that's how our wedding was. Uh, for me, that is one of the best things on my life so far, right? But to talk about these kids are with Down syndrome, right? And maybe how that works for these kids, because they'll have different skill set, but different challenges also throughout their life. Yeah. So so I mean, and also I'm very connected to these kids because I've worked with them for a year. I know them very well. I know them personally. So I love these kids. Great. So and it's very meaningful because I keep calling them, talking to them over phone, and that makes my days better. And I love doing that. Uh, Not because of I'm sympathetic to them, because of I believe they are very special, and they're very beautiful on earth, right? Nice. So our life was keep going. It's happy living. And one day she just called me when I was on a training and said, "Hey, I have a most beautiful thing to tell you," and that is she's pregnant. And just believe me, I was on top of the world. Look at her expression, look at my expression on that call. That is on top of my world because I never thought that, this moment will be so beautiful. Obviously, we planned for it. It's not like an accident. We planned for it, but I never thought that I can feel so happy like that. And that is beautiful, right? And we were celebrating, even though we were not together because I was on a training, she was in other place. So I was just waiting to meet her, and just for that moment. And it was so beautiful, guys. And I don't know how to explain more. And after all that, we decided to go for a first scan. Yeah, because I was super excited to listen to my baby's heartbeat, and that's what you get an opportunity to hear that heartbeat. Oh wow, I'm still getting goosebumps when I think about that. Beautiful. So we went for the scan. Scan report came, and I saw doctor's face going down. And I don't know. We both were stuck. Our emotions, our face, everything was going down. And I just asked doctor what happened. Tell us the truth. And doctor said, hey, there's something called NT. I don't know whether you can read, but NT, which value is supposed to be 2.4. It's under 2.4 for you guys, which means you guys might have a baby with Down syndrome. We both don't know what to do. a lot of thinking going through, a lot of emotions going through, and life is at a point, at an edge, where you don't know whether you should jump into it or not. It wasn't easy. Days we both struggled the most. We both doubted each other. We both were crying to each other. Don't know what to do. We're stuck. Life is a question in front of us. And my biggest question was, hey, because if I know these kids, because of we got married with these kids, is God is also asking me to carry that life? I don't know. I was in a chaotic space. I was into very confused stage, very stuck, right? It wasn't easy. We came back home, spent a couple of days talking to each other, thinking about it, but we decided to go back to the doctor. We went back to the doctor and said, hey, what we can do, because we don't know what to do. It wasn't easy, guys, because doctor said, if you want, we can abort. I was losing because one day I was on top of the world with my happiness. And I felt like I just want to jump from that hedge. Why? I had a day with full of happiness. And why am I sitting in front of doctor with my wife talking about abortion? Doctor told us, hey, there's an option. So if you want, take a few minutes, go outside, discuss and come back. We went out. I remember walking outside doctor's cabin and my face was getting red. Eyes are already started filling in. I don't know what to do. I just turned my face and looked at my wife. And we just sat for 10 minutes. We didn't discuss anything because we don't know. We both went back. Doctor called us again. We went back inside the doctor's cabin. And doctor asked, what did you decide? And I've no clue. I've seriously no clue. This girl just said no. She said no because it's none of our mistake or none of our decision that this baby might have Down syndrome. Doctor is saying 90% chances are there, but we want to believe in that 10%. I was stuck. I don't know on earth how this lady got that confidence to say that, because I always believed I'm a better leader than her. I always believe I teach people leadership and I can make great decisions like situations like this. But she said no. Wow. Okay, so I said fine. We decided to go ahead with that. And I was super proud about her decision because our little star came on earth on this March 31st, 2020. It was super tense, we were super worried, but touch wood, he was healthy. And I have family today because of her no. What I want to leave with you guys is this. It was her no made my family complete today. It's her decision that made my family complete today. Remember, people can't lead, but decisions can. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed. And I'm gonna keep a few minutes to have a chat conversation with all of you. And this is my contact. You can also chat after this. So I'm gonna keep, we have about 9 minutes And I hope that is good enough for us to chat. And yeah, thank you so much. And I also want to thank Yasmin and Faisal Bhai and all of you guys who organized this and inviting me to share my story, share my wisdom here. And I hope you guys had a good day. Yeah, please feel free to ask me questions. I'm super happy to share.
Yeah, let me take a minute.
Sure.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you so much for sharing us. Very inspiring story you have. And more than that, telling a story in a way that it land in people's mind. That's really required a lot of discipline, and it's really required a lot of practice. I think you remastered your skills, and I could recommend you could be one of the best person to tell what is the best people process. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Oh, wordless now.
Can we unmute people so if they have any questions or if they want to?
Yasmin, would you like to take over? Like, would you like to call few people and ask them to speak out? I can see some,
Actually,
Jessina will, she will manage the Q&A.
Jessina, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Yasmin. Actually, a warm and grateful good morning to one and all. So today, Rahul ji, your story really moved us a lot. I can't speak now. Your story really made me tearful. You can hear the shivering, the kind of, yeah. So you took us to a new high, and different kinds of perspectives you shared here. And your speech was, it was more than